Welcome to Under the Microscope. This series is brought to you by the Real Scientists Nano team. Our goal is to provide a platform where scientists can communicate their work and interact with the public. With that in mind, every week we introduce you to a scientist working in the field of materials and nanoscience, who would be curating the RealSci_Nano Twitter account.
Hello everyone, today we have with us Olivia Geneus, who is a PhD candidate at the University of Buffalo in New York. Hi Olivia, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm good, excited to learn more about you and your science. Let's begin by understanding your journey so far. So how did you end up in your current research field?
So my journey is definitely not a straight line, just like many other people. So I actually obtained a bachelor's of science in physics and in public health. And then I went into my PhD in chemistry. So while I was in college, I understood that I liked science and I understood that I liked the health field. And I wanted a combination of both. But I didn't want my focus to be in the health field as like a physician. So it wasn't like being a pre-med major, etc. And now while I'm in my PhD program, I'm realizing that I have the perfect combination by working in the field of nanomedicine. I get to be in the research lab and create, theranostic agents, work with nanotechnology for biological applications such as, cancer treatment. I'm working on glioblastoma tumors that are toxic. So using the science for the health field. In college, I took 2 orgo classes and I really loved it, and I and immediately thought that, I want to learn more about the chemistry field. So I decided to apply to graduate programs in chemistry. I was a junior in college, so I wasn't able to change my major to chemistry by that time. But, I took a chance and I applied to chemistry programs. Of course, I applied to physics program because that was my field, public health programs, etc. And I told myself if I got into even one chemistry PhD program, I would automatically take it, even if it wasn't my field. So I actually was lucky and got accepted to like 3 chemistry PhD programs. I decided to go to University at Buffalo. And yeah, that's my journey into chemistry. The disadvantage, quote unquote, I would say, would be going into a field where I had no prior background, but I'm learning every day and I do not regret it at all. I love my research, and specifically using nanotechnology and being in the nanomedicine field, I think that was the perfect fit for me.
Okay, all right, that's quite a journey you've had. Starting with public health and physics, I could not have imagined that. That is amazing, and it's really nice to hear that you finally reached or landed, even with not a straight line, but whatever zigzag journey you've had, you landed in the field which is where you wanted to be when you started off. So that is amazing. That is really cool. So where would you say your current research falls in this big picture of materials and nanoscience, like this big puzzle? Where does it fit in this big puzzle of material science or nanoscience?
So I always say it would fit under the nanomedicine field, honestly, because everything that my lab, so for the nanotechnology part of my lab, whatever we're building is for biological applications. And, being part of a multifaceted lab, we incorporate various interdisciplinary chemistry topics that overlaps with medicine. So the area in nanotechnology for us would be nanomedicine.
Okay, nanomedicine. Okay. Um, all right, nanomedicine. So it's like a, is it safe to say that your work is like a combination of chemistry, biology, medicine, uh,
Yep. Yeah.
physics to a certain extent?
Absolutely. It's that, yeah, the field is so multifaceted. Yes, chemistry, biology, medicine, medicinal chemistry, very heavy on, we use organic, I do organic synthesis for my research. We use analytical techniques as well. So I would say it's all of the above.
Okay, so it's best of all the worlds, basically.
Yes.
That's happening. Okay, super. So it sounds to me that you do quite a lot of interesting and amazing research experiments, you are involved with a lot of interesting research projects. If you have to pick one that you're most proud of, or the most fun or quirky one, I know it's difficult because all projects are close to your heart, I imagine. But if you have to pick one, could you pick one and explain it to us in simple words in the section we call In Other Words?
Yes. So if I had, I would definitely go with my dissertation project. My first, I would say my major project, where I am developing a theranostic nanomedicine agent. So theranostic being that it has the diagnostic and therapy combination for targeting hypoxic tumors found in glioblastoma. So hypoxic tumors are, tumors that have low oxygen levels and low pH level. So when, you send in that chemo or radiation therapy, it's resistant to that therapy. So it's not killing those cells. So with my nanoparticle, not only is it helpful with the chemo and radiation therapy, but it also provides an imaging aspect, MRI, so you can locate those hypoxic tumors.
That is,
That was a lot.
it was a lot, but I'm kind of, it sounds really cool. At the risk of repeating myself, it really does sound really cool because it's not just that it is, I wouldn't say curing cancer, but in a sense, trying to cure cancer, but you can actually see it. You can actually see it happen in real life, so to say.
So you can not so you can locate, so the MRI imaging helps you locate exactly which area you would like to target.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. All right. I can imagine why you picked. And this is your PhD project.
Yes, that is my PhD project.
When are you publishing? I want to be able to read all about it.
I am working on my manuscript right now. I would say by the end of this year.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, I will definitely keep everyone up to date.
You must, because this
Absolutely, I will announce it on Twitter.
absolutely. You should tell us all. Because this does sound amazing. Olivia, let's move away from the lab and go. Let's talk a bit about other uh, parts of a scientist's life, which is to nurture the next generation of scientists. So, which is mainly is done via teaching. So, do you teach? And if you do, which courses would you like to mention?
Yes. So I teach general chemistry for freshmen and sophomores. Sometimes I get a few juniors at my university.
Okay, all right. So that covers organic, inorganic, analytical.
So, sorry, yeah, I should have been more specific. So general chemistry for undergrads. So it's not specific to organic. I feel like it covers. It's like intro to chemistry.
It's like a crash course in all the different kinds of chemistry.
Absolutely. And there's a there's a section for engineering majors, so they do more of the math, calculation heavy based chemistry versus the general one for any majors.
Okay. All right. That sounds interesting. I should take some chemistry courses. That would be a refresher would be nice.
It never hurts.
It never hurts. Absolutely. You said it. Yes, absolutely. Let's talk a bit about your research experience. And I hope that your research experience has been wonderful so far and will continue to be wonderful if you do choose to be in research as long as you want. However, if you had 3 wishes to improve your research experience, what would you ask for? And I'm not promising anything here.
I feel like everyone has, their ups and downs for in their research experience. For me, 3 things I would improve. I wish I can buy any instruments that I want.
What do you want? What do you want right now? Which instrument do you want?
Right now, I would like us to have a fluorescence microplate reader.
Fluorescence microplate reader. Okay, I'll put it on my
Anyone out
list.
there would like to give that to me. With labs, there's always budgets, and it's no one's fault, so we have to, account for that. But I wish, there could be a lab with no budget and you can just, if I want to test something and I don't have the instrument, I can just buy it and test it.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. You have put it out in the universe that you want to
I know.
microplate reader. So yeah, that's gonna happen for sure. Okay, next, second one. Moving on.
Number 2. So I work year round for my program, so we don't get winter break and we don't get summer break. So there's limited time for me to gain experience outside of the lab. So I know that getting an internship is very important in my graduate career, especially for future jobs, etc. So I would like the opportunity to at least complete one internship before I graduate, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of internship? Like in a company or in a different lab, or what do you have in mind?
So in a company, so in an industry, so pharmaceutical company, I would love to have experience there.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? If you're working in the field of nanomedicine, it makes sense to get the feeling for what's actually happening outside the lab.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, that's a cool one. Okay,
So
third
if
one.
anybody wants to hire me, just for an internship.
All right, those are the 2 wishes. Okay, third one. What do you have a third one?
Third one would be, having a mentor that's outside of your university. I'm grateful for my advisor. I am so, so grateful for my committee members. They are the best. But, always having, I feel like, it's always good to have an outside perspective of everything.
Absolutely.
Because, I don't want to only focus my goal in my future on academia.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like that's why I want internship experience, so I can see both sides of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal, to find like an outside mentor that's also in my field that is not in the academia space. Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually that's a fair point. And I must say, all 3 of your wishes are really, really unique, and I love them. And I wish I could just do this and be like, yes, you have your new instrument. What was it? Fluorescence microplate reader. you have an internship in a company starting actually next week. That would
Oh
be
my gosh, I would love it.
I wish I could do it. And let's talk about the mentor thing. Let's talk about that after we finish the recording. I think we will definitely let's talk about that. But yeah, I hope all of these three things and many more, whatever you wish for, of course, do happen in the near future. Well, you have done your part. You have put it out in the world.
Yes, I'm
Uh,
manifesting.
yeah, you have already the first step you have already taken. So I hope it does come become reality soon. Soon in the near future. And speaking of future, what are you most looking forward to in the next 3 months, other than starting your internship and working on your fancy microscope?
Yes, yes, yes. I am looking forward to finishing my manuscript and publishing. I
Mhm.
can't wait to hit the submit button.
Dr. Genius. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And of course, I am looking forward to being called Dr. Genius. It's gonna feel great.
Of course, of course. You have to be called that.
I know it's gonna be a must.
Yeah, it's a must, yeah. People can only address you as Dr. Genius
I
and
know
nothing
it's
else.
a rule.
Nothing else. Olivia is only for family and friends. Everyone else has to call you Dr. Genius. All right, wonderful, wonderful. That sounds good. That sounds like a solid plan. And before we let you go, soon to be Dr. Genius, what we want to understand from you is what are the challenges faced by the field of materials or nanoscience from your perspective? What are the big questions that the scientists are trying to answer or trying to work towards?
Oh, there's a lot of questions, but from my perspective and specifically looking at my own research, I think working with nanomaterials and nano particles for specifically for biological application, you have this thing that's going inside the body, so you have to make sure that it is safe, 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 safe. You want something that's biocompatible, biodegradable, and that's not toxic. And that's something that's very important for me creating my nanoparticle. So I already made the nanoparticle. I'm currently testing it with in vitro experiments before going into in vivo. But I did we do MTT assays for characterizations. I have this imaging part of my nanoparticle, and I'm using a contrast agent, gadolinium, and I have to make sure that it is cleared out of the system, because it's a contrast agent, so it's like those little things that will affect, the body. You have to make sure that everything is safe. And yeah. So I think that's the big challenge with creating these things.
The biocompatibility
Yes,
stages.
absolutely.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think it's very important. It's a very, I would say that's the first step in trying to move nano into a medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's such harsh. We work with such harsh metals and stuff. So yeah, it's it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Super. So, thank you very much for speaking with us, Olivia. It was lovely chatting with you. I learned a lot. And
Thank you
we
so
are
much.
very, very much looking forward to having you on Real Scientist Nano.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you for listening. To know more about us, please visit our website realscientistsnano.org and follow us on Twitter at realsci_nano.